All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right, what do we have to look forward to going into the stock market, the crypto market this week? Last week, we did see a little bit of red, but then towards the end of the week, we started to pick back up. So let's just go over some key stuff to watch out for, and let's just go over the overall sentiment for the stock market in the crypto market. Then we'll take a look at some charts to see what should we be expecting this week. All right, so the stock market sentiment. The stock market concluded February. Let me move back. As we enter the week of March 3rd, both the stock and cryptocurrency markets are grappling with heightened volatility and investor uncertainty. Recent financial developments are poised to significantly influence market dynamics in the coming days. Stock market sentiment. The stock market concluded February on turbulent note. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite registered declines of 0.9%, 0.97%, and 3.47%, respectively, marking their most challenging weeks in September. In contrast, the Dow Jones industrial average managed a modest gain of 0.95% for the week, contributing to factors including. So obviously, we have number one, we have the trade tensions, right? President Trump's announcement of 25% tariffs on imports from Canada to Mexico will now be effective March 4th. So this is going to be a big factor in the stock market. Pretty sure it's going to trickle down into the crypto market, but apparently the tariffs are supposed to be effective March 4th, right? So pretty soon. I think that's tomorrow, right? If we look at it, I think today's March 3rd. No, that should be Tuesday. So the tariffs are going to be effective pretty soon. So it's going to take effect on these on Canada, Mexico, but then we're also going to see that play a part in our country as well, because if we're taxing people 25%, they're probably going to do something similar to us, right? So we're not just going to put this on Mexico and Canada and not expect things to get a lot more pricier for us as well. All right, so what else? Corporate earnings. Major companies like Nvidia, Tesla, and Palantir reported last week, adding apprehension to the market. Now, Nvidia did pretty well, but it kind of sold off, and we'll take a look at the chart here pretty soon. But that typically, I don't know why, but Nvidia, that typically happens with Nvidia. And I told you guys, it's more of the chart itself that you have to pay attention to. Because if you look at the Nvidia chart, it does look overextended. It does look like it needs a correction. So it really doesn't matter what they report. They reported 78 to 80% more in sales and net income over, right? 78% plus and then 80% for net income. So they did really well, but the market just, again, the market does what the market does. It's people with a lot of leverage, people playing options and things like that that are moving the market. And it really doesn't matter what they report. They probably could have did 300% more than what was expected and still take a dive, right? But I think this month is going to be different. This month historically is a positive month for stocks and crypto. Okay, so economic indicators. The upcoming jobs report scheduled for release on Friday, March 7th is anticipated to shed light on the labor market's health, influencing investor sentiment. All right, so that's for stocks. Cryptocurrency market sentiment. The cryptocurrency market has experienced significant downturns recently. And this is true. We fell from 97, 96 all the way to 84, 85. But I think we're going to pick up soon. And again, I'm going to show the chart because I always continue to show this chart. But historically, it's a very bullish time for crypto in March. And also the fact that it's a year after the halving. Okay, so let's go. So Bitcoin's decline in February. Bitcoin suffered a 17.5% drop, marking its largest monthly loss since June 2022, and reached a 3-month low of approximately 78,273. And we're going to take a look at the chart. I'm not sure if it reached that low, but it may have. All right, I think it got to 80, but I'm not sure if it broke 80. It may be on some exchanges. You get different prices for different exchanges, so maybe it did break that low. Security concerns. A 1.5 billion cyber attack on the Bybit exchange in February heightened security apprehensions with the crypto community. Yeah, that whole Bybit thing was a hit to the market. Remember, before that, we were about to pass over 100K, and that just took us down. That prevented us from going over 100K again. But I'm pretty in tune with crypto Twitter, and I see the CEO of Bybit always posting, reassuring people that their money is safe and things like that. And I honestly think it was a net positive for the cryptocurrency market because it seems like they had to buy more Ethereum on the market to cover people's accounts, and then also the group that supposedly did the hack, the Lazarus group from North Korea. They are known to not sell their position. They're known to be have diamond hands, and everything that they steal, they typically don't get rid of those funds for years and years. So, and it looks like if you track the funds, it looks like they're moving it to like multiple wallets and things like that. So it's gonna be a long time before any major liquidity event happens with those funds, essentially. All right, regulatory uncertainty, the lack of a clear pro-crypto regulatory framework from, it says the administration has added market uncertainty. I don't think this is true. This statement right here, I think they are, the current administration is pro crypto. We still need some more regulation to come out, but I think overall the administration, again, I'm not for either side. I'm just stating they are pro crypto. Okay, so key financial events impacting price actions. Several upcoming events are expected to play pivotal roles in shaping market movements. Presidential address on Tuesday, March 4th. President Trump is scheduled to address Congress, where he's likely to discuss the newly imposed tariffs and other economic policies. And this makes sense if they're able to go, if they're going to go effective Tuesday, then most likely he's going to address it. And honestly, I don't think they're going to last that long. 25% is a lot of tax. I think people are going to be like, no, this is not going to work. I think you're going to see the effect of that really quickly. And people are going to try to come to some type of deal so they could get rid of these tariffs. Okay, so it says economic data release. Investors will closely monitor updates on consumer credit levels, the U.S. trade balance, factory orders, and PMI surveys throughout the week. I did not know what PMIs were, so I looked it up, and it's Purchasing Managers Index is an economic indicator comprised of monthly reports and surveys from private sector manufacturing firms. So it basically is data on factual indicators of global economic health based on monthly surveys of business executives covering 45 economies and 30 sectors. So it just looks like, you get kind of a synopsis or summary from different business leaders to get this PMI index, right? Okay, so that's going to come out. Federal Reserve communications as well. Speeches by Federal Reserve officials, including Michelle Bowen, John Williams, and Raphael Bostic, are anticipated before the blackout period ahead of the mid-March Federal Open Market Committee meeting. And again, a lot of people want interest rates to decrease. So again, that's something to look forward to too. I think with the recent inflation data that came out last week, it showed that inflation was slowing down. So again, that's just more positive news for the market, because if we could get an interest rate cut, it's just going to be better for us, right? All right, so that's an update of what we have to look forward to for the market. Let me share my screen so we can look at some of these prices and see where we left off last week. All right, Tesla. Tesla looks like, I saw on crypto Twitter that Elon was saying, somebody said, in the next 5 years that Tesla was going to do a 268% increase in price. And Elon was saying how he believes that it's going to be hard, but he actually believes that it's going to do 1,000% increase. So if that's the case, that's a 10x So he's actually estimating Tesla to be a $10 trillion company in the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years. So, and I can see that happening if robotaxi takes off the way we think it's going to take off. And then also, if he comes out with that van, I'm not sure if you guys saw the presentation that he gave for the robotaxi. They also had like this van and stuff like that. Also, the robotics as well. So, if they're able to come out personal robots that are able to help you cook, clean, and things like that, I could see that driving a lot of revenue for Tesla, but specifically the robotaxi. So if we zoom out, Tesla looks like it's correcting. Again, it's right under that $1 trillion mark, so something to pay attention to. This could look like a nice buy, probably in that 170 to that 180 mark if it falls that low. All right, Nvidia. Okay, Nvidia reported great earnings, in my opinion, but again, the chart just says otherwise. It just says that it needs to be. Ooh, let me move this. The chart just shows that it needs to correct, in my opinion. Now it could go to $200, but I just think stocks should not. Stocks typically don't run that long, and you typically get some type of correction, and that's what we're seeing right now. I'm not sure if that's going to continue, but if it range bounds from 124 to 150, 160 by the end of the year, I think we see a big crash, because I think 2026 we go into some type of small recession and we're going to see everything correct. So I think this is a year to take profit after you get some substantial gains. To think about taking profit and not being too greedy, right? But it looks like the overall markets Friday ended up very positive. The Russell, the S&P, the Dow, the Nasdaq. Oh wow! So it looks like Dell's actually taking a correction as well. So this is very interesting. It's back at 71. I think it was close to like 80 when it was close to that 140 mark. Wow. Oh, actually, Dell did get to like 140, 130. So Dell could be. I honestly think what Dell's doing for the AI industry, helping out AI factories and stuff like that, I think it's going to be very a good long-term investment, but not financial advice. All right. So overall, the markets look good. I think March is going to be really good, and the reason why is because I think crypto is going to set it off. We already see Bitcoin rebounding here, and again, I think this was just a pullback to start the great route, the next leg up. We've seen it here. Like, look at this crash. Like, when we were going from 70 to 54, everybody was like, oh my goodness. And then boom, went to 100K, literally doubled in price, right? So I think we're going to get ready for the next leg up. And reason why is because historically, March is a positive month. And we're already starting it at 2% positive. Again, we really negative month for February, 70%. And what I was saying before, we look at the years after the halvenings, 2013, because I think the halvening was the first halvening was in 2012. So 2013, cumulatively, January, February, March, positive, right? 2016, halvening, I believe, and then 2017, cumulatively positive, right? 0.49, so a total of 13%. Then 2020, 2021, after the year after the halvening, cumulatively positive. And I think we're heading for that in 2025, because in order for it to be positive for these 3 months, March has to end up positive, right? To not break the cycle, essentially. But yeah, so that's what we have to look forward to this week in the market. I think it's going to be a very positive month. I think if you've been holding for the last year or the, more than that, I think you're going to see a lot of positive returns, specifically in the altcoins for the crypto market. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good month. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.